proceeds go to Starship Foundation with Barfoot and Thompson. Take flight for Starship. Our sellers are around the stadium. If you're not sure where they are, please go to the main foyer and look to purchase your shuttles from the desk in the foyer.
Well, the atmosphere is rocking in the New Zealand Badminton Open here. And, well, it really has filled up over the last couple of hours nicely, and atmosphere really bubbling up nicely. We'll be bringing you a women's doubles semi-final next from the top half of the draw. People are all geared up with inflatable clappers and all sorts. And, well, our players have been called. They're on their way. Probably doing a little bit of last-minute stretching in the background there, but everybody here is having a great time. All ages welcome, and it's been pretty much a sort of sellout crowd over the last couple of days. And, well, I'm not surprised. There's several global shuttlers in the house of high quality. But in women's doubles, 2 of the 4 pairs are from Japan in the semi-finals. And, well, we've got the top seeds in action up next. The World Championship silver medalists Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota of Japan. Between them and a final spot are the Korean seed slayers of Kim So-young and Kong Hee-hong. Fukushima and Hirota, who won in straight games. It was a tight straight game affair, but they do have a 2-love stranglehold over the head-to-head in the previous meetings against the Koreans, dangerous Koreans. Koreans who are Spanish Masters champions, Indonesian Masters runners-up, so an experienced duo. World ranked 30th in at the moment, have been as high as 21 between them. (26 years old, as I mentioned, and there's the ranking on the right there. Now, she's been as high as 4th in the world as Kim So-young. But they've had a pretty good run of it. Barcelona, Spain Masters champions, as I said. That was back in August of last year. And her younger partner, 4 years younger, Kong Hee-yong from Daejeon, South Korea. She's not been as high as 4. Her elder opponent has. She's been with her partner today. They've been up to 21 in the world, is their highest ranking, playing off a ranking of 30th. This is their path through so far, and that win at the top there of that graphic, 1 hour and 5 minutes against Matsumoto and Nagahara. Take a bow for that, the third seeds who are now the world #1s. That takes some doing. So they're obviously playing great. They beat 2 Japanese pairs en route here. Will it be a third, a hat-trick? That's quite a coup to do that in any women's doubles tournament. And this is what they're up against. Sayaka Hirota, 24 years old. Ranked 2 in the world from Kumamoto in Japan. And her partner just a year older, Yuki Fukushima, again from the same place. Ranked 2 in the world as we speak. They were #1s until last week. They just got ousted. But they've had some pretty good results, but not as good as Matsumoto and Nagahara. Not quite. It's all literally on a knife edge. 18 wins, only 6 losses this year for the team in blue.
Ready to play?
The world #2 women's doubles pair. Our umpire and service judge presiding over this match. Yeah, so for the top seeds, they've had 5 semi-final showings recently. The Asian Championships and Singapore Open, German Open, All England Open and Singapore Open. But of course their peers have gone better than that, and they've been wrapping up titles. So it should be an interesting encounter. Paul Hand in the commentary position with my Kiwi friend beside me. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you have to say that the Korean pair have been playing well this week. That's probably a bit of an understatement as well, having beaten the former world #1s, or sorry, the newly world #1s as of Thursday. But whether they can do it again in the space of 24 hours is a big question. They've obviously shown they can do it already. Don't know too much about them, the Korean pairs, but I think they have to be particularly careful today not to play anything too aggressive, or the counter-attack of the Japanese will certainly be noticeable.
Ladies and
The voice
gentlemen,
of Ollie Leyden-Davis
right.
beside me. Semi-pro player from New Zealand.
And Sayaka
Been as high as 37 in the world.
Japan.
So,
And
here we go then. Women's doubles semi-final
on the
action.
left,
Just about to begin.
Kong Hee-yong and Kim So-young, Korea. Kim So-young to serve to Yuki Fukushima, level play.
Wow, how about that for an opening rally then? Long and grueling. And the Koreans coming out on top.
Yeah, certainly the sign of things to come, but terrific power from Kong. She's certainly going to be dangerous if she's given time today.
Service over. 1-all.
Well, the last meeting was in January in the Malaysian Masters.
2-1.
And it was the team in blue, the Japanese, that came through in straight games, as they did back in the Yonex All England Open in March. She is strong, isn't she, Kong Hee-yong?
3-1.
Bullying the straight smash down the line with real authority and zing.
Yeah, I think already we're starting to see how this match is going to shape up. Japanese women's doubles traditionally known for their defensive prowess, and whether they can hold to that against the power of Kong remains to be seen. Oh, defense.
In the end, the persistence of the Japanese rewarded.
Service over.
Hirota just insistent at the front court. Oh, beautifully done. Deft touch as well from Hirota.
3-all. Four, 3. Five, 3. Six, 3. Play.
Five straight points for the Japanese. Well, despite losing that point, you know, that aside, their defence is immaculate at the top seeds, isn't it? They just seem to soak up the pressure and then sort of spit it back with interest, as if to say, take that and I raise you. They came out the wrong side of that point, but generally that's the kind of the way they roll. It's a Japanese theme, isn't it? They're very watertight in defence in doubles, right?
Yeah, and also just it extends further. If you play a shot that's not well placed or you're out of balance, their ability to counter-attack at the first chance they have is really sublime.
Service over. 7-4.
And obviously with the power of Kong, it's going to come back a little bit faster as well. So it's really important from a Korean perspective that Kim is awake and alert and sharp with a racket in the front court.
She almost sensed, did Fukushima, that one of the tandem in black was retreating pretty quickly in anticipation of a big smash. But that was great awareness and utter deception from Fukushima. Super solid again from both teams, and it really is a visual treat watching this match unfold. But you do sense the Japanese really starting to squeeze. 7 out of the last 8 points have gone their way, and they're just starting to tease out more and more error from their opponents. Hesitancy redeemed in the end for the top seeds. There was a bit of confusion down the corridor of doubt down the middle between them, but they came out in the end. 6-point cushion. Brilliant rally, absolutely outstanding. Best rally of the match. But from Koreans' perspective, it must feel like you're hitting their head against the wall, because these Japanese in Fukushima and Hirota, it just keeps on coming back. 11-4 to the turn, almost 10 minutes played.
Number 1 seed has very kindly agreed to sign some autographs. Akane Yamaguchi, who was beaten early in the semi-finals. An autograph session in the King's Lounge with Akane Yamaguchi. So this will be limited entry. Akane Yamaguchi signing autographs at 4:30. Please, no running. Please do not...
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Coaches, isn't it? Yes.
So will the pearls of wisdom from the coaches have any bearing on this match? Early insight as to why Hirota and Fukushima were ones in the world. Now they're number 2s.
4.
But right up there or thereabouts on a regular basis, the team in blue. Listen to the squeal of delight.
Service over.
From one of the Koreans there.
11.
A squeal of desperation almost.
Yeah, I think that's perhaps the first poor decision we've seen the Japanese pair make all match so far. Slightly too long, that one, but terrific defense from the Japanese again. Happy to just move the shuttle around on the back line. Take the Koreans out of position.
Something very mesmerizing about these long, engaging rallies. Oh, loaded with quality. What a beautiful cross block from Kong Hee-young to secure the point in the end. She's power laden, but also pretty quick as well.
Play. Service over. 12-7.
Yeah, nice touch from Fukushima, just turning that into the open spaces on the cross court.
Play.
Just forcing Kong to play it to the net from in and out of balance position.
Well, they had a decent run of 3 consecutive points a couple of points ago, but now you sense the Japanese duo are back with a vengeance and got their scoreboard motoring again, and suddenly the scoreboard takes a little bit of a lopsided look in favour of the Blues.
Play. Fourteen, 7.
Just rock solid from the Japanese pair.
15-7.
Yeah, they're just in complete control at the moment. Happy to just relift the defense, put the Koreans on the back line, wait for their chance. And then the variation in the offense is really, really good.
It's quite mesmerizing, isn't it, the way that the Japanese, indeed both teams are just standout, aren't they? But particularly the Japanese in defense, it's just incredible.
You just don't catch them out of position, like whether it's offense or defense. And just the quality of the shots that come from their rackets is
7.
It's not hard to see why they, well, are world number 2s and have been world number 1s.
5 Japanese points in a row. And rather like the Jonathan Christie match that we just watched, you know, it seems that they really do enjoy playing these Korean opponents. And they're not scared of oncoming pace. You can tell that. In fact, they relish it and send it back with interest in so many different ways. Height, speed, spins, all the variations. It's kind of brilliant to watch. Oh, the Koreans getting out the heavy artillery there. It was the only way through.
Service over. 8-17.
Kim So-young offering a racket up in apology. Sorry, but I just had to.
Yeah, it just kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter, didn't it? So one step forward, one step forward, and then eventually down with it. This one here, there we go.
Play.
Again, gets it to the floor, does Kim.
9-17.
It's a bit dangerous there from Fukushima, trying to go cross in the defense through the front player.
Play.
She cuts it off. It's generally a clear-cut winner, as it was on that occasion.
Well, I love the idea.
Service over.
Couldn't quite clear the net obstacle.
18-9.
You can't fault their proactivity, the Koreans. They're trying everything out here, which is brilliant to see.
Yeah, absolutely. They're throwing everything they have at HIROTA and Fukushima. Just keeps coming back.
A guttural roar of approval from Kyung Hee-young there.
10,
she has been vocal
18.
throughout, anything in desperation to get across the line in this tough ask of a match against the top seeds.
Eleven, 18. Service over.
Hang on. So there's been a...
You already delayed.
Yeah, there was...
19-11.
I think that Kim thought that the call had come, but it didn't. And then she put her arm up for a late challenge.
You have to call them immediately.
I'm suggesting it's got to be immediate. Of course it has. But she just assumed it was so far long that it was called.
Yeah, I think...
You did not know, no, you did not. Immediate. Call has to be immediate. Immediate, you delay.
So delay costing them.
Play.
But she thought she saw space. In fact, she was adamant that she saw space. Quite sort of gesticular in her protest. To no avail, though. Strong arm of the law.
Play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she was aware of what was being called or where the line judge was sitting. Hence the delay, but...
8-point cushion for the world number 2s here. That was an angry respite, wasn't it? From Kim and Kyung.
12,
yeah, a little bit of venom in that celebration.
And you sense they've got to become like King Kong to get through these Japanese might.
Yeah, lovely touch.
13-19.
They've done well. They've won 3 out of the last 4 points. Scrapping hard in this back end of the opening game here, women's doubles semi. Yeah, that's gone. It was always going, and good judgment from Kong Hee-young there.
Shaika, HIROTA and Yuki FUKUSHIMA challenges called out.
Well, they've got plenty at their disposal.
They do. I think this is a little bit ambitious, perhaps just for a little bit of a break to reset and try and close the set out. Yeah, it's well wide.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining.
Yeah, it was a towel down challenge, wasn't it? Just a chance to momentarily step off stage and regroup and stop the momentum, as you said, Ollie. Because they've won 4 out of the last 5, have these two in black. And they're feeling pretty good about themselves right now, but still they've got a long way to go to get back to parity in this opening game. But nibbling away at the deficit nicely.
(15-19).
Really good off her own serve there, Kong. Read that return from HIROTA was going to be short on the net and pounced on it. A little bit of fortune in the miss it, coming cross-court in the defense from the Koreans, but
16,
nothing fortunate about that drop
19.
shot.
Yeah, this was really high skill level finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one there, the skies was fantastic. Both Japanese players falling backwards. Perfectly placed as well is the important thing.
Super point from both teams.
19.
Full length dive from Fukushima mid-rally there. Unable to get anything, salvage anything from the point, but not for lack of trying, that's for sure. Look at the intensity which all 4 athletes are redlining at.
Thank you.
This is a terrific turnaround.
Yeah, both Koreans starting to show the level that they've played at throughout this week.
19.
Just a little more variety coming from the back line.
Yeah, they've won 10 out of the last 12 points. Sorry, Ol.
Yeah, there we go.
(11 from 13). High fives all round, and suddenly
18,
parity might ensue in this game. Very tight now. #1 seeds might get a little edgy at this stage, you'd imagine, with the momentum bubble swelled up as it is from the Koreans. Oh, that's good, and that was timely from Sayaka Hirota.
Service over. 20, game point, 18.
Coach very animated. Come on, do this, do that. That's what I'd do. But of course, he's just sat there. It's so difficult, isn't it, to contain yourself as a coach. Oh, hang on. The Koreans think it's gone long. They're adamant. The Japanese are kind of nervously smiling, as if to say, did I really miss that? We're going upstairs to have it checked. If it's landed in or on the line, it's the game to the top seeds. Failing that, we go on. The tension is unbearable. Way in.
Challenge unsuccessful. Game.
So, Fukushima Hirota do secure the game. 21 points to 18. 27 minutes played.
HIROTA 21-18.
Get your chance to win $1,000 with Badminton Thompson. Take flight to Starship. Buy a shuttle for $2 or 3 for $5. Now our sellers are moving on.
Second game of the women's doubles semi-finals from the top half of the draw. Top seeds featuring, headlining the action here. Fukushima and Hirota. The game to the good against Kim So-yeong and Kong Hee-young of Korea. A very watchable opening game. If you are just joining us, welcome along. The top seeds from Japan had a 19-11 lead. And, well, they almost squandered it, but got across the line in the opener in the end. 21 points to 18 after 27 minutes played. But it's been a very, very watchable contest.
Go, love. Service over. 1-2.
I mean, that smash was rifled at one of the Japanese, who almost sort of contorted it and pulled the rabbit out of her hat from her shirt almost, didn't she, somehow? She was tangled, Fukushima. Denied in the end.
2 out.
Yeah, good controlled pressure from the Japanese.
Service over.
Hirota, Fukushima.
3-2.
Just a terrific angle there, but it's forcing the Koreans out of position.
Service over. 3-all.
Well, it'll feel like salt in the wounds, having come back so well in that opening game and not quite being able to cross the line for the Korean duo. But they are still battling on commendably, showing a lot of character here, having reset.
Service over. 4-3. Five, 3.
Yeah, well done. Combining really well there, Fukushima and Hirota.
6-3.
Fukushima with the flat defense. And then Hirota really quick to follow up at the net.
There's a lot of instruction coming from the Korean bench right now, being barked out. Do this, do that. They're hard taskmasters, those two, I can tell.
Again, lovely touch from Hirota.
3.
It's just changing the angle and finding the space, making it difficult for Kong to control when she's off balance.
Communication is good as well, isn't it, from both teams? They're very, very sort of in tune with what each other does.
Service over. 4-7.
Yeah, absolutely. You certainly sense that there's no lack of belief from the Korean pair either. Underdogs on paper, but it's not showing.
Yeah, world number 30's team in black. Oh, another spellbinding rally there from both teams, and in the end,
Service over.
It was Kim So-young who just hit the flat hard drive out the back here. 75 shot rally. Longest of the match. Beg your pardon, 65 shots, I'm told.
Yeah, terrific rally from both pairs. Offense changing hands numerous occasions both ways.
But again, these two tease out the error from their opponents. They're just so frugal in error themselves. Just lulling a little minor lapse in concentration every now and then from Kim and Kong, who are playing so well, but just so hard to get scoreboard points.
Combining really well there from the Korean pair this time.
5-9.
It's a lovely smash into the middle that could only be directed cross-court from Fukushima into the waiting racket. But yeah, these rallies are very much evenly matched between both pairs. It just has been at the moment that Kim and Kong are the ones that come up with the error at the end of it. And that's all really is making the difference.
Service over. 10-5.
These two have had such a consistent year on tour, but it's a year in which they've been surpassed by their compatriots Matsumoto and Nagahara. Well, irrespective of that miss for the Japanese, it must be so sort of fulfilling knowing that if you can beat the best in your country sort of thing, you're the best in the world, because their levels are just absolutely standout in the game of women's doubles right now. Was it 3 teams inside the top 5? Incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if that's been done since, well, it would have been the sort of early 10s there, where China had 3 of the top 5 together in the ladies singles for a period. About 10 years ago now.
Service over. 11-6 interval.
So the Japanese, again, as they did in the opening game, tear away to 11-6 lead despite these really long, furious, intense points. So halfway through game 2 here, Fukushima Hirota with a bit of a stranglehold over this one. super play. Straight smash from Kim So-young from the top draw. Precision and pace.
11.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kong of the two that has the more power from the back line, but I start to feel like Kim has certainly been the one that's more effective today. She has more variety, a little more precision as well, better control. By no means saying Kong has not been effective, but it's been Kim that's been the one that's causing trouble. More trouble, at least. Oh, confusion there between the two of them. Kim losing her footing a little bit.
12-7.
Kong not quick enough to make up for it.
Japanese in the box seat again, as they have been for the majority of this match. And they're furious with themselves that they consider that an unforced error, a stamp of the feet from Hirota.
Yeah, I think she saw the open court that that shuttle was headed towards. The Japanese now keeping everything very central. A lot of clears and smashes coming down the middle of the court. Just trying to close down the angles from, or the options for the Koreans.
Oh, it's just a war of attrition, isn't it? They just wear you down with just complete consistency and numbers. And you can see the reaction of Kong there. 74 shots, exhausting, with nothing to show against the Japanese in that rally.
Yeah, this one here from Kong, one loose shot, put her under pressure, and that was that. They say 74 shots, one out of place, and you get punished by Fukushima and Hirota.
Play.
But still they insist and keep on pushing the Koreans, and that is admirable. Their attitude and sort of fight and stickability has been second to none.
Play.
The quality of this match just keeps getting better. I think it was fantastic net play from Kim there, stepping forward early. Look how tight that is, touching the net tape on the way over.
Okay. Play.
Super subtle change in pace there from Sayaka Hirota. Quick thinking as well. On court for just over 3/4 of an hour played so far. Just misses the reverse slice. And a little bit of momentary relief for the Korean duo, you'd sense. So they are human after all.
Okay, players.
Don't put the blame on me. It's been such a good match to watch, though, hasn't it, on a serious basis? Been brilliant. Long, grueling rallies, and that's just watching it. Imagine being down there, actually running around at that sort of intensity every point. Merciless.
Yeah, it's been fascinating how the Korean pair especially have found a way out of the trouble that they were in the first game. Good push there from Fukushima.
Service over. 15-11.
Again, not much space to play that into, but she found it. Just that the left shoulder of Kong is always a bit awkward. Yeah, brilliant cover from Kong. Good smash from Kim at the right shoulder of Hirota, but Kong was standing right there, ready for the flat cross.
I bet this felt really good after all of their work. Getting this one away right there, slam dunking it to the deck.
Yeah, certainly a satisfying feeling putting those on the floor.
Play.
And again, this time from Kim.
13-15.
Well, as they did in the back end of the opening game, they're nibbling away at the, you know, the scoreboard tally.
Play.
Can they make a comeback of it and treat us to a third and deciding game?
Yeah, they're certainly becoming a lot more effective on the attack now, the Korean pair. Mixing it up. Especially in the middle, and cutting down the angles for the Japanese where they were being counter-attacked in the first game. I'm not seeing it anymore. Front woman's being played in a lot more. Oi.
14-15.
3 consecutive Korean points. And they're just 1 point shy of the Japanese tally right now.
FUKUSHIMA, get up.
Yeah, valiant dive from Fukushima there was not enough. It's not the first time she's been caught out with that drop as well. Coming cross-court from the forehand side.
FUKUSHIMA.
And I guess what happens now is that, you know, the Koreans having to work so hard to win this run of 3 points that, you know, eventually fatigue sets in and presumably you dive off a little bit of a cliff just for a breather. But luckily there they had a bit of a towel down opportunity because Fukushima hit the floor and had to sort of just regroup. So the quarter tenant's been on momentarily. So a little bit of a light relief for both teams. Now, can they keep up at this intensity?
Possibly that fatigue you spoke about there. Was a very, very loose drop shot from Kong.
I hope they've been past the loading. I tell you, they've been out here 10 minutes shy of an hour. It's been a very physical contest. Looking a little weary from time to time, although they've had to work extremely hard. The strapping's being removed from the left knee. Right, now I'm in business.
Brilliant net exchanges from both sides there.
15-16.
Fukushima was really quick up on this one here so early, but it's control there from Kim. And she was right there waiting if that came over from Hirota as well.
Momentarily, two more contrasting body styles you'll never see. Koreans elated. Fukushima looking downbeat. Not now, though. Heads are high again to re-engage.
Fantastic defense from the Koreans. There was a big chance there from Kong. Had done all the hard work. Just mishits it on the top of the racket into the net.
17-15.
Yeah, collective sort of murmurs and groans around the stadium here. They'd done all the donkey work, just had to put the lid on the point. It's often that way, though, isn't it? Always looks easier. Didn't quite get up to that.
Yeah, it's the timing a little bit off. Doesn't take much.
Looks familiar, doesn't it? Japanese coming good at the sharp end of the game, as they did in the opener. Animated and jubilant, weren't they, the Japanese?
Yeah, a little bit. Kong looking a little tired, I think. Still in the corner after that smash, taking it down by her knees. Really makes it difficult to play to the net from there. It has to be so tight, so close to the tape.
Setting sail for home now, you sense, the top seeds.
Bit short.
Service over. 16-18.
Again, fantastic sustained pressure from the Koreans in that rally.
Play.
Got the short lift and position the attack well enough so they can keep the court closed down and force the mistake from the Japanese.
raucous applause from the fans.
17.
They want more of this.
18.
I'd love to see several of them, the Koreans, twist this second game their way.
Play.
Well, it's been a long time coming. They've earned this. Deadlock, second game. Anyone's.
Play.
3 in a row for Team Korea. They have been battle-hardened throughout the last couple of years. You don't get to #1 in the world without it. Now sitting at 2 in the rankings, but top seeds here, and they are like steel, these Japanese athletes. Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota win another absolutely mesmerizing rally. Kong momentarily downed, just for shoelace reasons.
Thank you.
And the top seeds just 2 points away from the final. She's found that as well. Can you believe it? Such a narrow little corridor to nudge it down.
20.
Precision strike.
Match point 18.
Yeah, just the disguise on that as well. To wrong foot the front player. That's phenomenal. That there. Oh, sorry, not that one. This one here. Just to go back against the angle of the smash. It's much easier to hit that cross court into the other side. It just brushed across the shuttle. Amazing control.
Wanting to finish in a flourish. Just gesturing, calm it down.
Service over.
Fukushima a little over-eager there to put the match to bed. And still the Koreans are afloat. Didn't miss by much.
She was right there too.
Play.
Well, given what happened at the back end of game 1, they'll want to do it on this second match point opportunity.
Terrific pickup from Kim.
Oh, that's gone as well. 2 timely consecutive points for the Koreans. And they bring deadlock to game 2. Crowd really having a ball watching this one unfold. Now, nervy nail biter. Who's going to blink first?
Yeah, well, Fukushima and Hirota, no strangers to marathon matches here at New Zealand Open as well. We won't forget that match 4 years ago in 2015 was an hour and 40 minutes in the final, going down 19-21 in the third set. Over.
21-20.
3 in a row for Kim and Kong.
Legs just not quite there for Hirota. Outstretched.
Play.
Couldn't quite reach.
Service over. 21 all.
The moment getting the better of Kim. A hand of apology offered to Kong. Deadlock again. Amazing point. How about that?
22.
That
21.
is how you neutralize and turn a point around. Brilliant from both sides of the net.
Kim.
Everybody take a bow.
Kim. Kim.
That one will definitely hit the highlights reel.
Yeah, that save there from Fukushima was amazing, and then he just exerted the contra from Hirota.
Okay, players.
The pained look from one of the Koreans as that shuttle just floated over her head. Oh. So a third match point opportunity and possibly third time lucky for the top seeds who've been living dangerously here. They've overcome stern resistance at the back end of both game 1 and game 2. A spirited fight back from Kim and Kong.
Play.
Is there anything left in the tank from these two? It's gone. It's been called long. We go on.
Service over. 22 all.
Well, this has been lion-hearted from these two, hasn't it, to sustain all of this pressure from the Japanese duo and still keep on scrapping. That's gone as well. A terrific example of fighting spirit and perseverance from Kim and Kong. The second game point opportunity.
Play.
How many do they have to walk up to?
They were always going to have to win it. They were never going to get any crumbs from the Japanese table, and they did just that.
On by
Kim So-young and Kong Hee-young
24,
survive
22.
game 2.
Game
We do go on. They detain the #1 seeds in Auckland, and we're going to be treated to a third and deciding game. Don't go anywhere. 24-22 in game 2. The Koreans still afloat. Well, there's a curious purr around the stadium. They've watched a great deal of badminton today over 2 courts. They've been really royally treated. This is match 4 on semi-final Saturday. And, well, we're going to be treated to a deciding game, a shootout to 21 between these 2 teams.
One love.
Well, an hour and 7 minutes, hour and 10 minutes we've been on court now, I should say. And, well, it's still anyone's, isn't it? Hard to pick a winner.
Yeah, you can't help but think it's going to be whoever can keep their focus the longest. The physical attributes of this match is really going to come into focus.
Service over. 1, 2.
I have to say that serve was a long way down the net as well by her standards.
Out. Service over. 3, 1. Quick.
Well, service error from Kong with a back twist, just gesturing. Hang on, I've got a sweaty palm here. Just need to towel down ump. Give me a minute. Or give me some seconds. A minute would be a luxury, wouldn't it?
Service over. 2-3.
Well, I've nothing but admiration for these two because they have gone through the ringer just to get this far. Have they the character and physical and mental attributes to find a way on a very tricky day against the former world number ones? Powering her way through there was Kim So-young. That was standout. Look at the body language now. They really are buoyed, the team in black. Deadlock on the scoreboard. Nothing between them.
Yeah, the Koreans are certainly starting to score more points in the offense at the moment than they have in the, particularly in the first game. And towards the end of the second as well, they started doing it again. They're just looking a little more dangerous.
Well, somehow the shuttle, despite bobbling on top of the net, just spilled wide of the doubles tram line. Point awarded to Korea. And a real squeal and an in-your-face stare.
Combining well again there, the Koreans.
5-3.
Lovely third shot from Kong. She was really early in the mid-court to drive that backhand cross-court and set up a short lift for a partner to hit down. Again, good attack from Kong.
6-3.
Just well placed, forcing Hirota to find her partner Kim at Kong's partner at the front of the net.
Service over. 4-6.
Well, Kim and Kong have already engineered a run of 5 consecutive points in this game.
Thank you.
Quite something, given what they've been through to get here as well. Showing real tenacity, the Koreans, as the tireless Japanese always.
Play.
Yeah, that's missed.
Sayaka HIROTA.
You're going to have a challenge.
FUKUSHIMA challenges called out.
It was very, very close, this one. I'm very curious to see whether Fukushima did, with the cross block off the backhand wing, find the line. No, it must have been just the angle that she was looking at that it appeared that way. It's off on the way. You know, Ollie, you've been there, done it endless times, no doubt.
Yeah, it might have been again a challenge more out of hope than anything else.
Service over. 7-4.
Good shot nonetheless, but slightly wide.
So for the first time in the match, the Koreans bumping themselves to the front of the queue. Can they ride this momentum? Found a hole on the court in the end. Had to really go round the houses to do that, though.
4.
What a terrific match unfolding.
Can't help but feel like the length of this match is starting to affect Fukushima. At least the way it's being played. She's getting a lot of shuttles directed at her from the Korean attack. And she stood quite still at the end of that rally. She's usually quite quick, quite mobile. There's a bit of a difference from now and the start of the match. Lovely shot from HIROTA.
Service over. 5-8.
Again, fantastic disguise. Brushing across the shuttle.
Service over. 9-5.
Squeal of delight from the Koreans as a Japanese error finds the net. A rare unforced error from HIROTA. She won't be liking that one. Will be desperate to redeem herself right here.
Again, just Fukushima a little slow to follow up there.
That's been called long.
Kwang Hee-young and Kim So-young challenges called out in.
The Koreans
out.
Challenging. And the coaches look pretty smug, don't they? Almost as if the man on the right knows something we don't. Yes, they were right. The Korean players high-fiving after that as they head to the turn with their noses in front. 11 points to 5. That's a 6-game cushion. Now we'll find out shortly how good the Koreans are at front running. Well, crackling atmosphere here. This one is just cooking up nicely. Halfway through the deciding game, and the top seeds are right up against it, trailing 5-11 to these two in black, the standout Koreans at the moment, having an absolute ball, really enjoying their time on court one. You can see from the smiles, and they're just loving the moment. And very often it can be that sort of fun factor that gives you that energy, resource to just haul it across the line. They're going to take some stopping right now, particularly when you said as well, Ollie, that these two have looked just a little bit fatigued. And that's said respectfully, because it's been a grueling match. Well, they're jumping for joy right now. Almost makes you wonder how they'll react if they win the match, should they win it.
Yeah, they're certainly going the right way about it. Well, temporarily.
6-12.
Yeah, I think you jinxed it there, Ol.
Perhaps.
Seven, 12.
Again, just important for both pairs here to make sure they get a good start after the mid-game interval. Momentum was definitely with the Koreans before that. Again, just good attack, combining well. Playing the front player in from the back line is really important. They're starting to do it really well at the moment. It's forcing the Japanese to hit that return cross-court into the waiting racket of Kong.
Well, there's been a slight fall from grace in the pinnacle of the rankings for Fukushima and Hirota. Perhaps it's had a little bit of an effect on their psyche. Superb from Fukushima there, so quick to close the net.
8-13.
Yeah, made no mistake that time.
Play.
They have been ruthlessly efficient, the Koreans, right now. People are just spellbound by what's happening.
Yeah, really quick on the net there, Kong, as well. She wasn't that close. Well read.
Thank you.
Chance was definitely taken.
Unseeded world number 30s.
Okay, players.
Shining bright here. Kim and Kong winning a lot of fans here in Auckland, as I'm sure they are back home. Korean fans watching on TV. There's a respectful sort of hush around this venue. Question on everybody's lips is, can they?
Service over. 9-14.
You can always expect the class of a pair like Fukushima and Hirota to step up at these important points in a match. The question is whether they're going to be allowed to by Kong and Kim.
Clever little flick serve over the backhand side of Hong Hee-yong. Another slam dunk.
So, well, fantastic combination.
15-10.
Work again by the Koreans. Just sustained attack in the middle, allowing each other to follow up. Just moving forwards and backwards as opposed to one player taking the net and moving side to side.
Play.
Just gives you the ability to close down the whole net a little bit faster.
Do you think they're going to see it through? $1 million question.
Yeah, everyone wants to know the answer, don't they? I don't think the Japanese are going to let it go this easy.
No.
But a 5-point advantage.
Oh, hang on. So the lines judge has his hands down, gesturing that it's found the line. Kim So-young immediately turns around and gestures in the air as if to say, I want to go upstairs and have it checked. We saw that out. Indeed, both of them did simultaneously, to be fair. So, well, it's going to be interesting to see how this one lands. Has it kissed the paint or not? These two hoping desperately it has. Ollie beside me is nodding his head. The suspense is overwhelming. What do we think? The official review. Slow to put us out of our misery. All eyes glued to the big screen. Here we go then. Oh, they found it.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Point to Japan.
Service over. 11-15.
That could be the start of a seismic turnaround. These two will feel buoyed and slightly inflated, you would imagine, from that result. Plum on the line. 5-point lead becomes 4.
Again, nice mix up there from Hirota. Coming with just the cut, straight cut from around the head corner again. Not the power smash. Going for angle over power and just forcing Kong to adjust. The footwork especially, and she couldn't quite do it.
(15-10) becomes 15-13. 3 in a row for the Blues. They're not done with this scrap yet. It's a right old dust-up, this, isn't it? Great to watch. Can't take your eyes off it for a second. Swaying around all over the place. Well, just as you thought Kim did so well to salvage the point, in the end it was her that made the mistake, and well, perhaps they will struggle putting this one to bed. As we anticipated, we knew it would be a tough ask.
Yeah, just start to sense that HIROTA's stepping up here. A couple of good shots from the back line. Starting to be a bit more aggressive, stepping forward. There we go again, stepping in on the defense.
Oh, she pummels her way through in the end. Does Kim So-yeong. That was standout. Giving the Koreans a 2-point advantage with this thunderous finish. Muscling her way through down into the alley. That was glorious. Over an hour and a half on court. This one an hour and 33, in fact, to be precise.
Play.
The winner of it has to play a final tomorrow.
Great save from HIROTA.
So quick to pounce. Yuki Fukushima there, taking advantage of all of the good teamwork to cut that one off with real precision and assurance at the net. Read the play so quickly.
Play. Kim. Play must be continuous. Pong. Play must be continuous. Service over. 17-15.
It's in-your-face kind of reactions from the Koreans every time they win a point. It's like a national celebration between the two players, isn't it? Good judgment there from Kong Hee-young, just letting that one sink out. An angry riposte from the top seeds.
16-17.
Utter deep-seated belief inside those heads. Having been at the very top of the game, you need to have the utmost in self-trust and really back yourself.
17 all.
A clever attack from the Japanese pair in that rally. Just in at the body of Kim, away from the waiting forehand.
Play.
Just meant that came up with a weak reply.
And just to give you context, Kim and Kong took out Tanaka and Yonemoto and Matsumoto and Nagahara in the round prior as well. The 6th seeds and 3rd seeds have been downed by the Koreans. They're enjoying scalping these Japanese
18,
women's
17.
doubles teams. And they're hungry for a 3rd. But the top seeds are proving very, very tough. Remember, they were 15-10 up, the Koreans, in this decider.
Service over.
Didn't they do well there to keep their wits about them?
8 all.
Three in a row for the top seeds from Japan. Incredible resilience
19,
from Kim
18.
and Kong there. Kong Hee-young just getting the last laugh, finding the hole on the court.
Yeah, brilliant cross-court smash from Kim at this important stage. You can just see the emotion on Kong's face.
Kim.
The Koreans taking a while to assemble in the excitement of it all. They're now 2 points away from the final. Just a couple of centimetres too far
20
for Hirota there.
point.
She yields into the
18.
net. And now, after 99 minutes exactly, it's Kim and Kong from Korea on the cusp of what would be a massive win.
Okay, Kong.
Yeah, fantastic fight from Kong in that rally as well. Really tested. There's some tight drop shots from Fukushima. Still has the mobility in the legs to get forward and lift them up again.
Well, they've beaten the Koreans twice in their previous 2 matches, but now is it the chance for Kim and Kong to avenge those defeats and get a win back? Yes, it is! Done in some style. And look at the reaction. They can barely believe it. Kim So-young and Kong Hee-young from Korea have found a way against the top seeds. They've prevailed in a punisher and wriggled past Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota. 21-18 in the deciding game. An hour and 2 minutes it took them. That was an outstanding
21,
match.
24, 22, 21,
They
18.
showed so much character. Confirmation of the scoreline, 18-21, 24-22, 21-18. Wow, a marathon encounter. But it's the Koreans that ease through in the end. Wrong word, they wriggle through in the end of a very, very close contest. Past the top seeds. That is a seismic upset. It's Kim and Kong that live to see another day in Auckland. They'll be back for tomorrow's women's doubles final.